6, but without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and he's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Amen. And we preached on this before, and we're going to preach on it again, because it's just so important that we get this whole concept of faith, because that's what everything is based on. You can talk to any theologian, any preacher, any Christian, and you can ask them whatever question you want. And as you just continue to ask them questions, you know what it's always going to come down to, ultimately, is whether you believe it or not. It's going to come down to your faith. Can nobody prove to you that God created the heavens and the earth? Nobody can prove it. And if God wanted you to be able to prove it, he would have made it so. He wants you to believe in him. He wants you to rely on your faith. Amen. That's what it's all about. He loves you. He wants you to willingly come. And we all have been blessed to have faith, saints. Romans 12:3 says, for I say through the grace given unto me to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly according as God has dealt to every man the measure of faith. So it's not that you have your faith. Your faith doesn't amount to a hill of beans. It doesn't. But the faith that we rely on is that measure of faith that God has given us. He gives us that measure of faith. That's what we build on. If we think we have to rely on our own faith, boy, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. But rely on that measure of faith that God has given us. And that's what you put your trust in. And that will grow. That will grow. Archie's faith waves like the wind. Everything come up here against my faith, it falls. Because it's not based on anything. It's not based on anything. But that faith that the Lord gives me, oh man. Climb the highest mountain. As we close.